Hello everyone, this is Glaus, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my first guide for a completed character, a dual wield sword crit Lacerate Slayer that I've been playing for the past 3 days. Benefits of going Slayer is that you're immune to stun and bleeding, and you get increased AoE, and you also get a free onslaught, and the call on this ascendancy point is very overpowered, like 20%, and then they just die instantly. So for passive skill tree and leveling, I started over here, came down, grabbed this also, grabbed the attack speed just for 6%. 6% for one node with the 12% accuracy is very strong and powerful. So you go over here, come down here to dual wielding, and then I grabbed the Flask node over here just so that my Quicksilver Flask would be a little more effective. And then I grabbed Twin Terrors over here, and then I went all the way over to this side of the tree to grab some life and fizz damage. This way I could survive through the game, or through earlier difficulties. Grab more life over here, came down, and then grabbed all this melee crit chance, and then disemboweling. Early game, I did take melee crit strike multiplier, but I spec'd out of it because of reasons that I'll explain. You come down to here, grab more crit chance. Again, I had this, but then spec'd out of it. And then I grabbed this crit node over here, came up here, grabbed all these dual wield damage nodes, and then came over here for life, frenzy charges, or crit strike chance. This is where you start choosing. So first I went for crit strike chance, and then I started going for frenzy charges. So I grabbed this over here, grabbed the frenzy charges, more frenzy charges, and then I started filling out all the life. And then after filling out the life, I went for jewel sockets, just so that I can cap out on my resist and add some extra damage. This is like 40% damage increase and 12% to fire and cold. Some more damage and crit for that one, and then some more res and damage. So one problem with the build is that it's kind of intelligence hungry, so I grabbed the Wisdom of Glade down here for plus 30 intelligence. And then the character itself has only 4.5k life, 4.6k basically. I think that's just because my gear is kind of weak, and I'm pretty sure you can scale it to get like 5k, maybe even 6k with optimal gear, but I don't think you'll reach any higher than like 6k. Okay, so in the end game, what you're looking for is you're looking for all this gear, right? But while leveling, you want to use you just want to craft your own weapons. Here's a item level 27 rapier. Example of some items, some uniques that I use is Lakishu's blade, which was it gives multi-strike to your lacerate so that you can hit faster. I have a low level 5 link. And also there's a lot of other items like this 26, so you just want to craft them, and it's really easy with essences. Let me just show you real quick. Physical damage, search it up. Here you go. Where is it? Here you go. So you don't really want to use tier 4. You want to use one of the lower tiers just because just use the ones that you find while leveling, but I'll just use this for now. So 8 to 16 fizz damage, that's pretty garbage, but you know what I mean. So you want to roll for fizz and percent fizz, and then you should be good to go. Okay. But that's how you gear while leveling. Gem links and damage setups. So here's Lacerate, melee fizz, faster attacks, increased area, multi-strike, and increased crit. This is your 6 link. For a 5 link, I would either drop increased crit or faster attacks. Increased crit is, in my opinion, better, but I use faster attacks all through leveling. But after putting in an increased strike gems, increased crit strikes gem, I realized that the damage is more consistent. But I think faster attacks is a little faster, as in the playstyle. So you can choose, but I would go with increased crit strikes if I were to play this again. So my 4 link Ancestral War Chief, constant conk effect, melee fizz, and faster attacks. You can change faster attacks for something like reduced duration for 10% more damage. Yeah, 10% more damage at level 1, or I'm pretty sure that's the only other option that would be good, but I like faster attacks, so I just use it. Um, so for this, I wasn't able to get 3 red, 1 green because it's a fully evasion based armor. So if it was 3 red, 1 green, I would go Immortal Call, cast 1 damage taken, increase duration with Vol Haste, and that'll increase your survivability a lot more, like, than what it is already right now, which it's pretty good. Um, so we have a Assassin's Mark, Herald of Ice, and Cursed on Hit support. This is how you generate your power charges, and it'll raise your crit to around 80% crit with all this optimized gear. And then we have Summon Ice Golem, Blood Rage, Hatred, just for yeah, they're just, you don't even have to have them linked. Right here, this is the last link, Whirling Blades, Fortified Blood Magic, Faster Attacks, just for fast blade Whirling Blades. Yeah, so that's it for gem links. For gear and recommended uniques, Scavia, I recommend this unique because it's super cheap, it's super powerful, and it increases your crit chance significantly. I definitely recommend it. Like, you could use it all the way to endgame. But the downside is that the attack speed is super low on this weapon. So for this, this is a really good weapon that I crafted myself with essences. So I'm telling you guys, it's super easy to craft a good weapon. 2.0 attack speed with 7% crit chance and like 100, I don't know, like 150 fizz damage. It's whatever. It definitely could get upgraded, but for what it is, it's pretty good for something that I craft. And I've used this all the way up to T11 maps. But yeah. And then I definitely recommended Dureso's Defiance, because Dureso's Defiance increases your survivability by so much. 6% chance to dodge, you cannot underestimate that. The Fizz Leech, life, and then you gain endurance charges on kill. And then when you get hit, the Immortal Call procs, so your Immortal Call has a increased duration, so it just synergizes really well. And I definitely recommend using a Dureso's Defiance. Right here, Abyssus. Abyssus isn't 100% necessary, but to push your damage to the next level, I think it's necessary. 213% melee crit, 40 to 60 fizz damage, like, that's like the perfect item for this build. And then it also gives all attributes for intelligence problems, so it's just really good. Other than that, other than these 3 uniques, I guess you can use 2 flasks and roomies, but I don't need a roomies really. I can make do with the basalt flask, but I'll get to flask later. Everything else is rare. You want some life, res, and yeah, this is just 27 strength because every 2 points of strength is 1 life. So that's like a 90 something life boots. And then just accuracy. You're looking for accuracy, fire, or not fire res, just resistances in general, and life on your rings and amulets. You don't really need fizz damage to attacks. It's just that I crafted them on and I was lucky enough to find items for cheap. I usually don't go over 10 chaos on my gear. This I linked by myself, so the Abyssus was the most expensive part of my gear at 60 chaos. This was like 1 chaos crafted, like 3 chaos, 3 chaos, like 1 chaos, crafted, and like 2 chaos. So most of my stuff is crafted or bought for under 10 chaos. So you can definitely do the build for cheap. You just don't need to use an Abyssus. And if you don't use Abyssus, your survivability will be way better for sure. And then that's pretty much it for gear. You want some res and life on your belt, of course. Nothing else is important. I guess you can get a rustic sash for the better fizz damage, but even that, it's not even like that important. What is important though is the 0.4% mana leech. Physical attack damage leeches mana. You can get that on rings, amulets, or your gloves. I have it on my gloves because rings are kind of hard to roll for that because there's so many affixes that you need: accuracy, life, resistances. So yeah, I just stuck with them on my gloves. For Flask, Taste of Hate, it's broken. Like the best Flask, one of the best Flasks in the game, probably is next to like Vinkdar's. But since Vinkdar's is nerfed, it probably is the best Flask in the game. I just have an instant flask for freeze, and then another freeze flask, and then a bleed flask. Okay, so this bleed flask isn't necessary though because you're immune to bleeding as a Slayer. So I only have this because it has the Surgeon's mod on it, and I'm too lazy to roll over it. And this character is I'm pretty much done with it anyways. Atziri's Promise, good damage increase and leech. Yeah, but that's basically it. You can use, instead of a basalt, you can use a stimnite for the cloud smoke. Where is it? Smoke cloud that increases your, or decreases the chance of you getting hit by 50%. And since you're in melee range all the time, and it's 100% increased evasion rating, you get like a pretty good amount. Let me try if I can. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Okay, so let me show you. So your evasion is already at 3,182, and then just shoots up to 4,062. And there's a cloud, smoke cloud that makes it so that you can't get hit by, or decreases the chance of you getting hit by 50%. I tried out quartz flask too. It's alright. Any defensive flask, you just want 2 defensive flasks, and everything else you can go damage. But you do not need bleeding. I would rather have curse on this, curse immunity, than bleed immunity. But 2 freezes are nice. You can also go shock immunity or something. So other than that, everything else is pretty straightforward. You just wanna basically run maps super quickly. Here's a map that I have right here. It's a shaped oasis map, which you can get by using shaper orbs on your atlas, and then you get higher tiered maps. But let me just do a quick run just to show you guys the power of the build. It's super fast, a lot of attack speed, and overall it feels super smooth to play. You can play this as Reeve. You just need to switch Lacerate for Reeve, and it'll be exactly the same. I can actually switch to Reeve like really quickly. The only problem with Reeve is that you need a Vol Reeve. You need a Vol Reeve gem, and I'd probably put it in place of Vol Haste, because Vol Haste, to be honest, is not as important as a Vol Reeve for a Reeve build. Can I even find a Reeve? If I have a Reeve, then I'll use it. If I don't, okay, I guess I don't have a Reeve. That sucks. But you definitely can do this with Reeve. It'll be exactly the same. There's pretty much no difference, except the clear speed is faster on Reeve because you kill trash mobs faster, but the single target DPS is lacking, and you also have to be rushing a lot of the times because you want to keep your Vol Reeve stacks up. But it should be fine, and they're pretty much, in terms of DPS, I think it should be the same. I'm peaking at around 200 K DPS right now with all my buffs up. Let's see real quick. Put on everything. I'm at 189k DPS. So 189k DPS, and you're attacking this fast. So every single time you attack, you're doing 89k DPS. In addition to that, every single overkill that you do, it turns into leech because of your ascendancy passive, and you never stop leeching. So there's a lot of survivability off that. You never get stunned. You get all endurance, frenzy, and power charges, so your character looks really pretty too. Yeah. So pretty much this is the build. I mean, I cleared the map pretty quickly because that's what this build's for, pretty much. Just looking for the last few monsters. Usually for maps, I just go until there's under 50 monsters remaining, unless if it's higher than T10 or T10 or higher. So most of the mobs are underground at this point. So that's pretty much it for the build. If you do enjoy this, make sure to like, comment, leave something, let me know if you have any questions. You can check out my stream at twitch.tv/Glaus. You can get like live help from there. And yeah, if you guys have any further questions, just feel free to ask me, and I'll try my best to answer. Thank you, and have fun.